Hello.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Yeah, we love a good Friday. It is torrentially downpouring right now outside, so as you listen to this podcast, it's going to be a little bit ASMR too, which is kind of nice.
Should I slurp my tea?
No, I did that last week though.
For the full experience?
That was not okay, no. No way. No. What cup are you drinking from tonight, Liz?
Today is Tokyo. We got that one, so no special. I mean, yes, a special meaning because we got to do my dream vacation to Japan, but yeah. Tokyo.
I did that on purpose.
Yeah, Taylor picked out my cup.
Yeah, I wanted you to say, we need to do a podcast on Japan to recap it again, and forget that you said that last week, and then get excited about it again. And I'd be like, yeah, we do. We really do. Let's do it next week. And then...
next time.
Yeah, we would do it. That was my reason behind that. Well, I'm actually drinking from a cup tonight, too, a Starbucks cup.
Which Starbucks cup are you drinking?
The same one you had last week, I think.
New Jersey? I didn't have New Jersey last week. That last week was Totoro from Princeton.
Oh, yeah, true.
So New Jersey, I actually also bought that cup, but we have a dear friend, Zariah, from New Jersey. So even though I bought that cup, I was hanging out in New Jersey with her. So I feel like...
shout out to Zariah.
It's still Zariah's cup.
She listens faithfully every week.
Does she?
No, I'm just kidding. I don't think she does.
I was going to say, we still haven't really told a lot of people about our secret podcast.
Yeah, the secret podcast. Except for you guys. You have all faithfully listened. Almost spoke in tongues there.
Oh.
Ooh, that's wild.
That's another podcast episode.
It's another podcast. Let's do a weekly recap.
Yeah. So last weekend, before I guess weekend is the end of the week, whatever.
Yeah, I guess so.
So after all my teacher training that was so fun and educational, I went to North Carolina to hang out with some friends.
Look at you go.
Some nerd friends.
That's okay.
So as we mentioned before, I think I'm ready to give the name, maybe a little bit later, but I'm ready to give the name of my other podcast.
Do we want them to sponsor us first?
No.
Just kidding.
So I actually hung out with my other co-host with my other podcast, and we did a live podcast recording in North Carolina for our listeners. It was a lot of fun, a lot of time hanging out, and so our topic co-aligns with my podcast.
It's true.
So I will talk a little bit more about that later in the episode.
You mean this doesn't just happen organically, and we don't just lean into conversations as they happen? We plan it?
Sometimes.
It seems so staged.
Sometimes. Did we plan this 5 seconds before we hit play? Maybe
5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Yeah, maybe 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, my week was pretty good. Started off, I got to lead worship again for the first time in a long time on this past Sunday, which was really fun. I really enjoyed that. People lose their minds when I lead worship, which is kind of funny.
Because it's so annoying how good you are. No. You should not be. You're already so talented. And I'm not saying this as a gushing wife. I'm quite annoyed at how talented you are.
Boo.
Leave some talent for the rest of us. And so whenever you sing, it's just oh yeah, he can do it all. Piece of crap.
I don't know what it is, but people get really excited and they go, you should lead more. I would love to if I had time and if we didn't have so many amazing other people that were serving on the team. But that was really cool. So I got to do that. My voice lasted for 2 services, which I was really scared about. So that was really nice. And then the week was good. The work week, was really good. I did a house shooting. I did a photography real estate shooting.
Oh, yeah. You definitely want to clarify what kind of house shooting you're doing.
That was weird.
I didn't even cross my mind it's any other shooting.
Everything in what I do has to cross my mind from the way things look on graphics.
Well, because you're kind of PR and communications with the church.
I have to think sometimes worst case scenario, what are gutter-minded people and what is culture what is TikTok going to have pressed on people to where they're going to think about this and think about that whenever they look at my graphic or my flyer or whatever. So anyways, I shot up a house on Wednesday.
In pixels.
In straight pickles. Pickles?
Pickle?
Straight
no,
pickles.
pixels.
Straight pixels. And that was really fun. I was really excited to do that, actually. That's going to be a really cool relationship. But fun story with that. I already told you, but I'm going to tell you again, Liz. Pretend like you didn't hear it, and this is the first time.
Okay.
But I went and took all the pictures, and when I walked in, I met with the homeowners. And once I found out they were the homeowners, they said, "Yeah, we actually weren't the ones who lived here. It was actually my mom who lived here, and she just passed away. Her mom moved in 6 months before that." So she'd only lived in a house for 6 months and then just passed away, which is really sad. So the homeowner was upset, obviously, and just kind of dazed and confused. She was just there. You know how grief goes. You're present, but you're not really mentally there. So anyways, I took all the pictures and talked to them for a little bit. And by that time, the real estate agent had gotten there, or the realtor or whatever. And so right before we left, I said, "Hey, I'm so sorry, but I'm also a pastor, so I did take your photos, but I would love to pray for you if that's okay." Which is always really scary for me, because these people, I had never met any of them. Any of the 3 people that I talked to and prayed with today, I've never met them before. And it's always scary when you're doing something in the secular world like that. You're just taking pictures and you're not really sure if they're going to be okay with it, or if the realtor's ever going to call you back, if he's going to think you're a wacko. All that kind of stuff. But I just felt like I needed to, and so I did. And it wasn't a crazy thing. Nobody got, hyper spiritual about it. But in the living room, I just prayed with them, and it was nice. It was cool to be able to encourage them. And so I thanked them for the opportunity to do that. And so she was really responsive with it. And she said, "Thank you for the encouragement. It means so much." And so that was kind of life-giving. I loved being able to do that. So it's been a pretty good week.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I'm preparing for a ton of cakes this week, and I guess I'll talk about it a little bit more next week, but Monday I'm preparing for a really cool opportunity. Being able to kind of like lead a culinary class. Yes, I'm a culinary instructor, but I'm actually going to go into a place of business and lead people and teach people kind of like the path of culinary and whatnot. So it's actually it's for like a state organization.
Is it through a school though?
No, this is like via the state. So I should know more about the organization. I just know my role and what I have to do.
Gotcha. Oh my gosh.
And so I'm going to come look real professional, have a good time, get paid a nice little chunk.
You already have your outfit planned, don't you?
Oh yeah. Black on black chef coats.
It's not hard when you have the uniform, I guess.
Yeah, it's great. I kind of do need new back to school shoes soon. But
you're going to get black Crocs?
No.
Okay.
But I do need just, something for you to think of. Like, you're going to have to buy me new shoes soon.
Add it to the list.
Yes.
Alternators.
Okay, we're not talking finances. Like, we've been bleeding.
We don't want to talk about it,
We've been bleeding finances.
Gosh.
Like, with car repairs, AC replacements. I had to do some, like, dental work that was a couple $1,000.
Trip of a lifetime to Japan that we need to talk about still.
That's the only thing we planned. We planned Japan.
The only thing we like to spend money on.
And literally within, like, 30 days, we've had so much, like replacements on random, like, $200 here, $2,000 there. But it's okay. This is why we always save.
It's true.
I'm like, future Liz would be very thankful for past Liz.
It's true.
But right now, current Liz is thankful for past Liz, but I'm still not happy. Like, all that work and years of savings just to go away. But that's why you save.
And that's why you continue to work, which is cool that you get to do those cakes and stuff. You do have a lot of cakes on the book soon.
Yes.
I think it's neat that something like that kind of started off. You went to school originally for physical therapy assistant stuff.
Yes, I was supposed to work alongside my dad in his physical therapy shop.
Yep.
Start off as an assistant and then go back to school and one day take over the whole empire. My whole life was planned.
But you didn't. You started.
Yes, I started. I hated it.
Yeah. And I still can't believe how many semesters in were you? Just 2 maybe?
Just
two or three?
If you think PTA is like only a 2-year degree.
Okay.
So I was 3 semesters in. So I was all I had to do was take the last few classes and do my internship.
Jeez. So you were pretty well in.
I hated it
That's
so
crazy.
much.
I didn't know you were that far in.
I probably had maybe like more than one semester, but not quite like a full 2 semester loads, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. Because like I took a summer classes, but I didn't take a full load that summer. So
Right.
I was a little ahead.
Okay. Yeah, that's wild. But you switched
I did.
really far in. You went from the medical field to the culinary, the baking field, which is insane.
Well, at first I told my parents, because I realized something.
What was that?
I make all the college decisions. It was
What do you
all so you don't really like school doesn't really tell you, I guess, depending on what parents and whatnot. I feel like high school needs to do a very better job, very better.
Very better.
Obviously, they need to do
Very
better.
good, better job.
Yeah, they need to do much better with me, obviously. But college admission is so scary, and I don't know what to do. And well, I didn't know what to do, and so
Nobody
I
does.
felt like my parents kind of did it for me. And then I realized it's like I make my schedule, I can change my major, and so I even asked my dad like the other year. I'm like, why did you let me do this?
That's what I'm saying.
And he said, I don't remember this, but he said, I came home and I said, this is what I'm going to do, and I'll pay for it if I have to, but this is what I want to do.
Okay, but that does sound like a Liz thing to say.
So, but I am pretty sure that is the first decision I ever made on my own.
Man.
Because when you grow up in a certain household and everything is planned for you, like they already had, like they bought a house where I was supposed to go spend my college time and like stay there and not on board. Like they had it all picked out for me, and I was very blessed. Like, you know, some people they'll just like, good luck everybody, but with me, they had this beautiful plan, this very great plan laid out for me, but I mean, you know, I was very, very smart. Well, I'm still semi-smart, but I would study for hours and only get a C in anatomy just because I hated it so much. It was not fun. It did not click. I did not have the passion. I didn't want to hang out with old people
all day, every day. Yeah. And watch them literally cry as you're trying to help them.
But also watch them die.
Yeah.
So in high school, I worked at my dad's physical therapy shop. So I knew firsthand I didn't like it either.
Yeah.
So it's not like I was just being rebellious and chose something, but I was being rebellious and chose something.
But I'm glad you chose what you chose.
Me too.
Because it turned into something cool that helps us to make extra money on the side to be able to afford the Japan trips and the AC repairs and alternators and all kind of stuff like that.
Well,
you know?
even then, like I never had the dream of culinary instructor ever. Like it just, the door open.
Yeah.
So I'm very thankful I can actually work in the field that I'm passionate about, because at the end of the day, kitchen work, when I worked at bakeries, I worked 60, 70 hours a week.
It was wild. Yeah.
I got burnt out so quickly. And then I went into the corporate world. And so I'm thankful to be back and being back in a nice, easy paced job.
Yeah. Well, kind of launching off of that, what do you think initially sparked your interest in baking? Can you share like a memorable moment or maybe an experience that really just put that into stone?
It really doesn't make sense. It was literally Cake Boss and Ace of Cakes.
Just watching it on TV.
Yeah, watching it on TV, and I liked it. But also, I mean, in this episode, we're just kind of going to talk about like our hobbies and passion. And so I also have the hobby and passion of anime. So
Okay.
I'm like, why? And I'm thinking, I was like, sometimes I wish I would have studied language and been a translator, or sometimes I think I would have crushed that. I think I would have crushed being an animator and working at Disney. That would have been fantastic.
It would have been cool. Yeah.
But I think the reason why I went to baking and pastry, even though, because if you think about like those episodes of Cake Boss at Ace of Cakes was very minute compared to all the, like compared to Disney and anime and all that stuff I would watch. But in my PTA program, I passed by the window and I actually saw them baking in the class, and I would pass by it and wish that was me, because I got to see it and I got to see that it was attainable.
That's crazy.
And so I literally went to the admissions office and changed my major.
Wow.
This stupid. Like, it's still, I'm like, it doesn't make sense. Like, we could be multimillionaires right now with a physical therapy shop. Spoiler, guys, like parents had like a really bad divorce, pretty much lost everything. Like they both broke. So
nobody's really upset that
they
you're
have
not.
nothing to show for it whatsoever. Like lost things to drugs and courts and lawyers and child support. Like it's just they did a hot mess express.
And no one's upset that you're not in the medical field.
No one.
They're all.
I'm like the most stable in the family. Married to a pastor.
You're like, I'm just baking this stuff up.
I'm just trying to make a souffle over
Staying
here.
in my lane.
But also, I mean, like just the grace of God, you know, like just the faithfulness of God.
Yeah.
I feel like on our life, like we've honored him a lot. And not saying if you don't tithe, like God's going to smite your finances and whatnot, but I do feel like our honor to God made us a good stewardship of what we have. And by stewarding what we have, he blessed it. You know what I mean? Because you see multimillionaires, God's not out like, you know, smiting them or like putting, you know, crazy stuff on them just because they're rich and they don't tithe. But just being a good steward. That was a long tangent.
That's good stuff, though.
Yeah. So we're talking about hobbies. So we have discussed my hobbies are anime and baking. What are your hobbies? Because you struggled to find a hobby. This was like a hot take for a long time. You would literally be like, I don't have a hobby. I'm no fun. I don't know what to do. I'm going to try this hobby and pay for everything.
Your voices for me, your impressions or your impersonations, I'm not really sure which one is right. I've never known that. But they're always really encouraging, and I always just feel great about myself whenever you pretend to be me. No, I did. In all seriousness, I did for a long time struggle with trying to find that hobby because I was around a lot of pastors, and the stereotype is so true. Pastors love golf. It is such a thing.
I'm so thankful you never got into it because you would be like, I'm going to do this. And you bought all this stuff.
Right.
And then you're like, yeah, this isn't for me.
I'll try it for a little bit and then on to the next thing.
So I'm just so thankful golf was not ever on your radar.
Yeah, me too. But that's the same for all sports, basically. I went to the only interaction with sports I ever had in my whole 30 years of life. See how I corrected that from that first podcast?
Yeah, he's 30, guys, not 31.
Sorry.
We forgot in one of the episodes.
Yeah, Liz is a cradle robber. But
a little bit.
Only experience I ever had with sports in my whole entire life was one basketball camp that I ever had. And it was terrible. So I'm not into playing sports. I'm not really into watching sports. And so those are natural hobbies, you know, for guys to get into. So it didn't leave me with a lot of really things. And so I kept trying a couple of things. And yes, I take pictures, and a lot of people would say that's a hobby. And yes, I do like video editing, and yes, I play music and all that kind of stuff. And it felt more like a job because it was a part of my like work than it did as a hobby. And that's kind of a frustrating thing. So lately I've kind of just resolved that my hobby is working out and exercise and really building up my home gym into the empire that I want it to be. And that's been really nice. It's been cool. I am an investor. I am 100% an investor, and I fully support people who have those hobbies. I think you should put your money and your time into it. If it's something that replenishes you and it makes you feel better, I think that you should invest the time and that money because I don't know. I'm big on that, but it is easy to say when you have a little bit of disposable income, right? So I think that exercise and working out is probably a hobby of mine. More so probably building up the home gym. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that.
Well, even then, during Prime Day, you wanted a new, squat rack.
Yeah.
But because you have consistently been working out and building that gym for the past 2 years, I'm like, yeah, it's half off. Get the squat rack. Yeah. Versus when you were kind of dabbling in photography, you're like, I need a drone. I'm like, how often do you use that dang drone?
Yeah.
And so it's easier because I'm a little close-fisted with the budget, guys, just because, I mean, especially now that current Liz and Taylor have used so much of our reserve, I'm like, no.
What have you done?
What have we done? But just because I really think I'm like, do we really need this? But if you look at my baking, I enjoy baking, and you sometimes fuss at me for taking on so many cakes, but I'm like, this is chill. I'm just chilling in the kitchen watching TV. So I have like a commercial KitchenAid that's like way too expensive.
On one countertop in our kitchen, there's a
I probably have
lot
like
of money.
Yeah. So I have like this really nice KitchenAid. And I have an edible printer.
Yeah.
His name is Eddie. He is more than
Eddie's great.
he is more than our first couple of cars. That's all I'm gonna say on that. No, we did not have great first couple of cars. I'm gonna say that. All right. And that was back in the day. You can get like some junk cars, but still.
I still miss the Buick.
He was an investment, but we're gonna get return, and it saves me time. It makes my products better.
Definitely.
And so I'm in that mixture of like baking is a hobby, but it's also a job. Thankfully, I enjoy. I don't think I would enjoy it. Everyone asks me, why don't I just do my own thing full time? Then I feel like that would be a job.
There's more pressure to never have an off week or an off month, you know?
Yes, I feel like once my cake money becomes bill money, then it's not a hobby anymore. It's a job. So that's kind of how I see it. Because I'm making, well, thankfully, because literally today, $200 dentist follow-up, $200 like car part, and we still have to pay someone to put it in.
Right.
Like I was thinking I was going to have like a nice little cake weekend, but I'm going to be in a negative afterwards. But I'm going to be in a negative of like $80 and not 400 and something bucks. So I'm okay with it.
The cool part about that though is that you've got, obviously you guys know that hopefully you know that we're big on side hustles. So you've got cakes that you're making money from to support all these thingies. I've got the real estate houses that are coming in more frequently, thank God. And then we both have our full-time jobs.
Yes.
So that side hustle plus the full-time jobs really, plus your incredible gift of financial stewardship is massive.
But even us being able to do that, like today, one of our friends, and I
was going to say this.
I actually shocked Taylor. Taylor, tell them how I shocked you.
Yeah, no, this is cool. So a guy that just joined our team on Creative at Faith, he has a 3-year-old son that's turning 3.
Turning 3.
And so he needed a cake. And so obviously he went to the best of the best.
Me.
The queen of the...
It's me.
I don't know. I just wanted to make up something, but I'm never good on the spot. But he asked you about it, and it was a cool cake, wanting to feed, 20, 25 people or so. And it was detailed enough to be a little expensive. And you cut him such a ridiculous deal that I literally told him, I said, okay, she doesn't do like friends or family discounts.
You
or whatever.
literally warned him.
Yeah. So when you told me how much that you charged them, I just kind of jaw hit the floor. I'm going, that's weird because you probably charge your own grandma like $150 for her birthday cake.
Yeah.
Nah, just kidding.
But I just felt, and I really don't do it often, but when he came to me, I just felt, I was like, hey, like I'm about to bless the fool of him. He's like new to the team. Like he's a great guy, a great dad. Yeah. Like I'm very impressed with like how he's a single dad. And so I'm just so impressed with how he handles his son.
He's a beast.
And he's so joyful. And so I'm like, I want to give, like, I think I pretty much gave him the discount if I would have a kid and I would have charged you to pay for our kid's cake. Honestly, that was the discount. It wasn't free, but it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Because nothing is free.
It's true. Nothing valuable is free.
Yeah. So, okay. Any other workout hobbies you want to go to before I go to my true love?
Workout hobbies
Besides
I want to
you.
go to?
Well, like, are you done talking about workout stuff before I pivot and talk about my true love hobby?
Yeah.
All right. So...
I guess so.
I don't want to like, you know how you have that, I don't even want to call it a guilty pleasure because it just sounds weird. But guys, I am anime obsessed. That's why I went to Japan. That's why I worked so hard on the side hustles to get us my dream vacation to Japan. Because I'm obsessed with anime. And I tell Taylor all the time,
it's true.
he is my only 3D guy, my only 3D love, crush, boyfriend, husband, boo thing. But 2D, there's other people.
Wow.
And he knows this. You knew that before you married me. You knew I loved anime before you married me.
It's true.
Does it like still like shock you at how much I enjoy watching cartoons?
No, it doesn't. It did at first. It was concerning, but it's because I'm so ADD and I'm so on the move for new things and I got to stay busy and all that kind of stuff that it does not surprise me anymore. You even go to like, I guess you call them Comic-Con, Anacons. Yeah,
Anacons, okay. Comic-Cons.
What's been your favorite one actually, what's been your favorite one that you've ever gone with friends?
Well, I mean, in South Carolina, it's just not a big like anime state.
Thank
Shocker. Stop laughing. I'm very upset. So, I mean, I've gone to like some Anacons in Columbia, and so they're definitely better than the one in Charleston. Like Charleston's kind of like
really?
Yeah, Charleston's a joke, but
that's sad.
But I'm a go because I'm a support, you know? Like that's just what I kind of do. There's like some really good ones in Greenville, but I haven't had the chance to go because they don't like on random weekends, and then usually I have like to work a cake job and I have to plan a whole like Columbia. I can still go for a day and come back, so it's fine. But recently, how many months ago did I get the call from one of my friends from church camp? It's so cringy, guys, but it is what it is. He literally said, "Hey, Pang." My maiden name is Pangalingan, so a lot of people from before marriage will call me my nickname Pang. I'm like, "Hey, what you calling about?" Because it's been years. He said, "Are you still a nerd?"
He did say that. That's exactly what he said.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, "Well, yes. Yes, I am." Then he proceeded to ask, "Do you still love One Piece?" Which is an anime about pirates.
You were watching it actively, stoked about it.
Yes, I mean, there's over 1,000 episodes, and I'm keeping up with them.
So you'll be stoked for a while.
It's a new episode every single week. Luffy's hat, who is a pirate, is tattooed on my arm. So the answer to his question was yes. And then he asked, "Will you be a guest?" I don't want to say guest star because that's weird, but I guess guest host on my podcast. I was like, okay, like why not?
Right.
And then one episode led to 2 episodes, led to 3, led to me now joining the ranks of co-hosts.
Wow.
And so I am a co-host to a very successful podcast. I'm very shocked at the numbers are so good. I'm not going to brag about them, but like I'm just shocked at how like successful it is, honestly. Yeah. And it's called Systematic Geekology. So feel free to,
if you're into that kind of stuff,
if you're into that kind of stuff, the tagline cringes me so much. The tagline or the motto or whatever. I like get embarrassed saying it, but it's fine. We are the priest to the geeks, pretty much. So we will talk anime and not necessarily talk theology, but we kind of just talk about like some of like character development and some cool like just kind of deep dives in the anime. So those are my top 2 hobbies, anime and baking.
I love that. Let's do a quick ending thing. One last question as we kind of wrap up everything of I want you to share, and then I want to share really quick at the ends, but can you share any tips or advice for people listening to this here podcast? And there are several.
So many.
I mean, they're probably...
Not as many as my other podcast, though.
They're probably in the double digits by now. No, I'm just kidding. No. Probably not even that.
Mine's in like the other one's in like the 5 digits.
Remember that time you said you weren't going to brag?
Sorry. It's
all right. We're building. Don't despise the day of small beginnings, right? That's okay. What every church planner says.
Okay, anyway,
share with us any tips or advice that people who are listening to this that are interested in exploring or maybe jumping into the world of baking or anime. Pick one. Can't do both. It'll take too long.
Okay, so anime.
Yes.
Just message me. Find me on Instagram, right. Elizabeth P. Clyde.
Okay.
And I will help you with what animes you would enjoy watching. There's so many different genres. If you like sports, I can help you with a sport anime. Romance, got you. Drama, yes. Horror, kind of. I don't have that much experience, but I can help you out.
She can connect you with somebody.
I will help you explore your anime like beginning.
I love that. Okay, how about baking? What practical tips would you... I'm sorry, I did say that, but I think you should talk about this too.
Okay.
What are some practical steps that they can take to get started in baking if they're interested in that?
Box mixes. Super easy.
Okay.
Just get a product done. Get a product out there and have fun with it.
That's good. Man, that's really good. Yeah. I think people can complicate it, but just literally try it, because sometimes the simple stuff is what trips you up. Like,
well, yeah, because I've done it 1,000 times, and so I think I can skip a step.
Yeah.
Like, I don't wait all the way for this cake to cool before I ice it, because I've iced 1,000 cakes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to look the prettiest. It doesn't even have to taste the best. It's all about repetition and you getting the enjoyment out of it.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. For me, as far as the hobby of building like a home gym, or like even exercise or working out, practical steps to get started, I'll split it. If you're trying to get in or get back into consistently like working out and stuff, which Liz loves to consistently work out.
I hate working out. It's the vein of my existence.
The vein or the bane? I think it's the bane of yours, but it may be the vein of my existence.
I just hate it, and I wish it would disappear. Like when, Thanos did the snap. Everyone.
Oh, you mean in our bumper video where he just chased the wind and he just evaporated? No, I think if you're looking to get back into or get into working out, I would say take it so easy and shoot for an easy goal of just 3 times a week. If 3 times a week looks to you like going outside for a 30-minute walk 3 times a week, do it. Don't make it complicated.
I do help with the dog walk like
it's so crucial.
5 times a week.
It keeps the blood flowing, keeps your heart doing what it needs to do.
I just hate to sweat. I hate washing my hair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a big deal. And then I guess in terms of building the home gym, if that's something that you're into, this is kind of niche advice for maybe just like one other person besides me who's into this. But the one piece of equipment that I would say that you should get first in your home gym, and this is going to be like controversial. It's kind of a hot take, I guess. But I would really recommend adjustable dumbbells before the treadmill, before a bike, or before like any of that kind of stuff, because the adjustable dumbbells, I mean, you can go outside, right? And you can take a walk, you can do all that stuff. But if you've got the adjustable dumbbells, you open up a world of possibilities in all the different movements that you can do and target way more than you can. You can get a full workout with just a set of dumbbells. And especially if they're adjustable, you don't have to waste time grabbing the ones you need, setting them down, all that kind of stuff. Plus, it is so nice in the home gym to just walk over and grab the dumbbells that are always there, because I'm the only one in my garage. I don't have to wait for these lunkheads or whatever to grab their stuff and do what they want. So that's probably the advice I would give. Start easy, go shoot for 3 times a week with something light. And then if you're looking to build the home gym, start with the adjustable dumbbells. Right, Liz?
Sure.
Exactly. They're a little pricey, but I think that they're worth it. And there's a million different ones you can get. So that's all I've got. Any last thoughts and last words for the people?
Thanks for listening to my nerd out, guys. Appreciate you.
Yeah, it's been a good one. Thanks for sharing all that, Liz.
Yeah, it's important to have a hobby. So whether and it can be a simple hobby, like anime. So simple. Like it gives me enjoyment. My favorite time of the week is when you bring me coffee in bed and I can watch my Saturday morning cartoons.
Oh yeah.
Like so good. So don't overcomplicate it.
It's true. You got to keep it simple to have fun.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. Again, if you enjoyed this podcast and you think that other people would enjoy it as well, go ahead and follow it, give it a rating, and then maybe even drop a review.
Ooh, please give us a review. I love feedback. Yeah,
we'd love to get this in front of more people who could find it fun and who could join the conversation too. So until next time.
Bye.
That's a great sign off, Liz.
Thanks.
That's a good one.
I appreciate it.
See you guys. Have a great weekend.
Okay, bye.